The Adam Gravitz Sports Show.
What's happening, party people? Welcome to the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. This is Jack. Say hello, Adam.
Yo, it's cold. I hate this. I hate this. You love this weather. I hate this.
I greatly enjoy, 20 outside? I like 20.
Some of that, yeah. And 3 inches of snow, which is like that annoying amount of snow where it's like you have to clear off your car, but it's not really a hindrance, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass.
I mean, school's closed. No one really went to work.
I mean,
you had the day off of work, right?
No, I work from home.
Wasn't the federal government closed, though?
I work from home. It doesn't matter. It could be 72 inches of snow. It doesn't matter.
Interesting. Well, maybe you could say your power went out.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, sure, but like, what are you gonna? I wasn't gonna do that.
No,
fuck it. No, fuck that.
That's fine. No, you look. Yeah. You were gonna crawl to your laptop with the generator going, with your last gasp of breath in you.
You know me
to make it to work because you had
to make it to work. Yes, I do. You're such a fucking idiot. Yeah, so we had a lot go on, I guess. I don't know. Where do we want to
No, a lot of sport. I
mean, do we start with your friend Nick Saban? Your friend Nick Saban? Well, I mean, there was a coach picked, like the Pope, like the Pope. When you get the white smoke comes,
So
that was a bit of a stressful. It was a stressful day. Yeah, stressful
picked up a new coach. Yeah, you were stressed because there was a heavy rumor that your coach,
yes,
was a potential candidate.
That's correct. And
then Florida State made a large monetary gesture to him,
which they should. I mean, the man has won 23 out of his last 27 games. You should do that. The rumors were Alabama's going to say, oh, he was never a candidate, this, that, and the other. He was. I don't think he was ever going, but yeah, it was a very stressful 48 hours. But they ended up hiring Kalen DeBoer from Washington. We'll see how that goes. He doesn't have any ties to the SEC, and he's bringing basically a lot of his Washington staff. So we'll see how that all works out. I'm just happy it was not
Norvell.
Mike Norvell. Yeah. So yeah, and then Norvell is basically he's, I think in the transfer portal he's gotten 5 guys from Alabama, and then today flipped a 2025 high 4-star kid from Alabama to Florida State.
Fun.
So basically he's saying great, the 5 guys he's got from Alabama aren't all stars. It's just even if you're a third stringer at Alabama, there was a reason Alabama recruited you in the first place.
Yeah.
So when you're taking in recruits, it's better to take them in from Alabama and LSU and stuff like that instead of middle Tennessee State and stuff.
Well, that's where NFL draft people have the same mentality, right?
Yeah. But it was a stressful 48 hours after Nick Saban retired.
Well, going forward, it's going to see how the landscape of college football changes, given that Saban's lock on recruits is now.
Yeah, that's what I think is funny is everyone thinks DeBoer is going to all of a sudden just be an immediate he'll immediately be successful. I'm not saying he won't be, but it's I think people don't realize how many recruits went to Alabama because of Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Also, for NIL, do you think people were they were taking less money to go to Alabama?
Yeah, it's
because of Nick Saban. It's
right.
Nobody's saying you know what? I'm a high school recruit. No, I'm gonna take half the money you're offering me that Georgia and Florida State are offering me because Kalen DeBoer is my coach. No. I don't think they understand Alabama's NIL package or collective apparently is not super strong. They not saying they only survived, but part of the reason they survived was because of the Nick Saban allure.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna say Kalen DeBoer better win soon, because if he starts going 9-3, the natives will not be happy. Let's put it that way.
Look, it's the same mentality of Yankees fans, Cowboys fans, Duke fans.
No, I know. I'm just saying I'm not saying Kalen DeBoer is not a good coach. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. It's just people think they'll continue to get top 2 classes with 12 5-stars in each class. That's not going to be the case. They'll still get good recruiting classes, I imagine, but
right.
It won't be these historical classes every year. I don't think. But what do I know?
Well, is Alabama a draw without Saban? We'll find out.
Oh, that's a damn good question. I don't know.
It's fucking Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, a lot of these places are not exactly in like the most exciting cities. So yeah, I mean, like Tallahassee's not the most fun, but
Tallahassee's Alabama also, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'll be very fascinated to see how Kalen DeBoer does at Alabama. But and then also, I guess, I mean, we can get off this real quick. I mean, Jed Fish, the coach at Arizona, then took the job at Washington. Mm-hmm. Kind of an not odd, but like I feel like I think Arizona's a better team than Washington, to be honest with you. And they were like, but apparently, like Arizona's got some financial issues. Like within the university and all that shit. So like that's probably why he bolted. But like apparently there's an interview with a kid like the guy like on the 4th of January where he was like, yeah, there's no chance I'm leaving. And then he bolts. Like that's kind of fucked up. But and that's why I always love when like the Dabo Sweeneys of the world complain about guys like transferring and how dare you want NIL and this. It's like you coaches do this like all the time too. So like guys should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want in terms of transferring. Like you should be allowed to, if you want to do 7 transfers, you should be allowed to do 7 transfers if you somehow can do it.
You know who can't do 7 transfers?
Yeah, your boyfriend
Below. He's got to go to the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, last thing on college football. Cam Ward. Remember the guy Cam Ward that Florida State was thinking about getting the quarterback from Washington State? Yes. He puts his name in to the NFL. So so Miami fans were all pissed off because they didn't get him. He then withdraws from the NFL and is going to Miami. Do you know what he actually had the gall to say? The NFL evaluators said he was a day 2 pick, but he said, I want to be a day 1 pick, so I chose Miami. So you're telling me you turned down being a 2nd or 3rd round pick, which is what according you think. First off, there's no chance in hell that's what they told him. Yeah. It's more likely they told him you're a 6th round pick. Yeah. So go back to college. Yeah. Where Miami overpaid you massively and gave you $2 million easy. Sure. But hey, Cam Ward, keep on lying to yourself. So that was a cool story.
If you can't hype yourself, then who will?
No, but if somebody tells you you're a day 2 pick, you're going to the draft.
Correct.
So he's full of shit is my point, Jack.
Well, yeah, but he's got to build his own legend. It's fine.
But don't sit. Okay. So he goes to Miami.
What do you want him to say? You want him to say, hey, they said I'm going to go undrafted?
No. So he goes to Miami where Mario Cristobal is known as a coach that torpedoes guys' draft stocks.
Yeah, so whatever.
So what does that makes no sense?
Look, here's the thing. Okay, he's going to get his $2 million. And then he's going to get drafted in the 5th round next year anyway. Who cares?
I know, it's just fun anyway. But that's all. So this weekend was super wild card weekend. We can do a quick recap of all the games. I guess we'll start in chronological order.
Games sucked.
Yeah, we'll go in chronological order. Joe Flacco turned back into a pumpkin as the Texans just shit-pumped the Browns. I mean, CJ Stroud is really fucking good. That's my takeaway. The Browns' defense was really bad. Yeah, everyone was hyping up the Browns' defense, and they were terrible. Myles Garrett, must have been hurt because he had no impact on the game. And the only one who played well was Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. But yeah, I mean, the Browns were horrible. Flacco did what Flacco does. Turns the ball over. Can't move. But yeah, congrats to the Texans. They've got themselves a definite keeper in CJ Stroud, and they're gonna be scary going. They're gonna be scary going forward. But we also have the same thing about the Jaguars. Everyone was like, "Oh, the Jaguars," and then they kind of they fell back. Now the Texans are gonna have to play a first place schedule next year, so it's not gonna be as easy. But there's again, CJ Stroud looks to be the real deal. So
yeah, they seem like they're here to be entertaining.
Yeah,
going for a while.
My Dolphins got destroyed. In no other terms, 26-7 by the Chiefs. I love that everyone now is just crapping on Tua, this, that, and the other. I think you can agree the Miami Dolphins were probably the most banged up team in the NFL going to that game. Now, that's not an excuse. These games, they should have been playing in Miami had they not just completely choked the last 5-6 games of the season. Had they just beaten Tennessee on that Monday night game where they had a 13-point lead in the 4th quarter, they'd have been playing in Miami. I forgot who they may have been playing Pittsburgh, which they probably would have won. But yeah, I mean, Tua was just a lightning rod for everything. I don't think it was all Tua's fault. He didn't play well, but Mike McDaniel's play calling was horrendous. I mean, how many goddamn
you got to run the ball?
Well, no, not only do you have to run the ball, but Devon Achane just didn't touch the ball. Number 2,
they ran the ball 18 times.
Well, stop running wide receiver. They were running some weird wide receiver screens on 2nd and longs that just weren't working. Yeah, it was a bad loss for Miami. Kansas City was fine. They kicked 4 field goals and had 2 touchdowns. Rashee Rice, destroyed us. Travis Kelce was meh. Pacheco was again. Miami just wasn't good. I'm not disputing like Miami was good, but
they were
like
1 for 12 on third down.
No, they were bad. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like they were bad. McDaniel's gonna have to do some introspective look at himself. And this is it for Tua. Like this is it for Tua. I hate to say it. Like he gets like they're apparently they're gonna try to sign him to a contract. I'm just up in the air on it. Like I love the guy and he's the best quarterback since Marino, in Miami, but like I mean, can you give $40 million to a guy that like can't win when it's under 40, 50 degrees?
Well, I don't know. They got to look at the team construction.
Well, the team's got to make a lot of fixes. Like they need a physical wide receiver. They need an athletic tight end.
Yeah.
They need a real linebacker. Back. Yeah, they need a linebacker. They have running like the problem is running back wise, Mostert's under contract and obviously Achane's a rookie. So like they're probably going to bring him back. Mm-hmm. But they need a bigger running back. I agree. They need like a big physical running back. Yeah. That's going to get you like on 3rd and 2 instead of running those fucking like stupid like pass plays. You can try to run the ball with 3rd and 2 on 3rd and 2. So they've got some fixes to do. But so that was that. After that we had the
Green Bay blew out the Cowboys.
Yes, Green Bay blew out the Cowboys. A tale as old as time. The Cowboys fucking up in the playoffs. Yeah, Dak was horrific. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like he was terrible. Aaron Jones always kills the Cowboys, being that he went to college in Texas. Jordan Love looked really, really, really good. And that's with the youngest wide receiving core in the NFL. Just imagine when they spend money on like a number 1 wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Woo! Watch out. Defensively, Green Bay didn't exactly do anything like spectacular, but they didn't. They picked off, they get 2 pick sixes? Mm-hmm. Like Dak turtled and just played a horrible game. And the Cowboys, I'm shocked, by the way, that Mike McCarthy has not been fired yet. I think you'd agree. I don't know how he hasn't been fired yet. He's a terrible coach. Tony Pollard, again, I don't get it with Tony Pollard. Maybe I'm just, again, because I have him in fantasy. They just don't use him. Am I missing something? Like, they just do not use him.
It's like he's not on the team.
And it's like the guy is a good running back. And it was like, he got 13 carries?
15 carries, 56 yards.
I mean, this is not this again. And I don't want to hear, he's still recovering from the injury last year. Like, no, stop. They just don't like him. I think you agree. They just don't like him.
Zach threw the ball 60 times.
I know.
60. Now, I know they were down by like 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, so he had to throw the ball. They also need a number 2. Like, Brandon Cooks has been, he was not the number 2 they expected. Michael Gallup is fucking worthless. Ferguson's a nice tight end. I'll say this. Ferguson is a nice tight end, but they need a real number 2 to go with.
Ferguson's nice, but Gallup's been hurt. I mean, he had 100 yards this past week.
Gallup did? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'd still cut his ass. He's not. He's banged
up all year. I mean, Ferguson's nice, but a lot of his catches this game is garbage.
But he's still. I was just saying, Ferguson had a really good year. I'm saying.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's a good tight end. He's a good guy you can build around as part of your future. I'm just saying the Cowboys have a lot of stuff to think about too. Like they're and their defense was bad too. So that was that.
Do you think that Belichick is going?
I think it's a possibility. I just don't know how Belichick and Jerry Jones get along. Being that didn't Jerry Jones have problems with Bill Parcells?
Correct.
Yes, and he had problems with Jimmy Johnson.
He has a complex where he has.
Yeah, he has a complex where it's like he has to be the guy in charge. So it's like, how's he going to work with a guy
Logan
like Bill
Roy
Parcells?
Trying to hire another Logan Roy.
Right. It doesn't make a lot. I mean, I think like fit wise it could make sense, but I don't see how in the hell. I just don't see how Jerry Jones and Bill Belichick get along. The best game, I guess, of the games was by far was Detroit against the Rams. Detroit wins by 1. Good for them. I have no problems with either team. Jared Goff played a solid game. Puka Nacua is a stud. I mean, that guy, you agree. Puka Nacua is really fucking good. Cooper Kupp, look, I don't know what happened to Cooper Kupp. He just, I don't know.
Just couldn't get open.
Yeah, which is crazy against the Lions defense, which sucks on the secondary wise.
They picked their poison.
Okay.
The key, your key play.
Well, no, I'll tell you what the key was. No, the key was the Rams kicked field goals, the Lions scored touchdowns in the red zone.
The Rams stalled out 2 drives at the third and fourth quarter the third and fourth quarter they got stalled out like the 10-yard line.
We're just talking about in the red zone. They sucked.
Yeah,
in the red zone they were terrible, and the Lions scored touchdowns. So that was a great win. Happy for the city of Detroit. Like they hadn't won since like 1992 in the playoffs. So that was nice. Good win for them. It was a great game. Then yesterday we had Buffalo against Pittsburgh. I don't know if you watched the game, but It's really unbearable to listen to Tony Romo do a Bills game. Because, I mean, I get it.
Allen.
No, I mean, like, I get it. Josh Allen's great, but, like, you agree. You have to be objective when you're doing these games. And I'll even say, like, you don't agree?
I mean,
so when he's doing – so when Josh Allen – like, even Jim Nantz said, like, you were jumping up and down when you thought it was an interception by Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not – Jack, stop doing this. You're really defending Tony. You're a fucking idiot. If you're not, you're going to defend Tony Romo.
I'm not. Tony Romo can do whatever he wants.
Okay, and so when Chris Collinsworth does Chiefs games, he just jerks off basically to Mahomes, like throwing incomplete passes. That's cool with you.
It's annoying and boring.
Fine.
It's annoying. Yeah,
that's
and boring.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think you can.
But
do
anyway, look, I mean, Josh Allen was awesome. Like he had that 52-yard run, touchdown run, beat Pittsburgh.
He was good. Josh Allen.
I'm not really impressed with Buffalo. Like. They're banged up just like we are, but like really outside of Josh Allen, like Stephon Diggs catches a lot of like 6-yard passes.
Yeah.
Their tight ends are fine. They don't have a number 2 receiver. I mean, Shakir, I guess, has his moments. Like Gabe Davis sucks. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know Chiefs Bills, so like everyone's going to have like a hard on for that one. I guess I'll root for the Bills in that one. I'm just tired of the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm sure you aren't. You're rooting for the Chiefs, but whatever. Anyway, that was that. And then last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles lose 32-9.
32-9, and it wasn't even that close.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is definitely like legitimately hurt.
Yeah.
That I've never seen an implosion like that like through a 7-week period. That was wow. Also, that was one of the worst displays of tackling I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a team miss more tackles than that, or let guys like there were plays where like Tampa was stopped for like a 3-yard game, but because they like missed a tackle, they got like a 9 or 10-yard gain. It was horrific tackling. That secondary, James Bradbury didn't want to be there. Like James Bradbury had no desire to be there. Outside Devontae Smith, nobody did anything. Also, the play calling, like you have DeAndre Swift who had a good year, they just didn't run him at all. Also, Jalen Hurts had 1 carry.
Yeah, 1 carry.
He's hurt. You know he was hurt. Sirianni's a douche. I think like when you look at him, he just has like a douche quality. When you look at his face, you just want to punch him. You don't think he has a punchable face?
I mean,
he does, Jack. Shut up. This is what I don't like.
I dislike the Eagles just like anybody.
Fine. I'm just saying he has a very punchable face, and I think it was great to see him lose. I mean, Tampa's going to probably get shit pumped by Detroit, but like, yeah, the Eagles, Cowboys, and Dolphins are all like in the same situation where it's like. They all had Super Bowl aspirations before the season. They all flamed out, and they all kind of have questions now at quarterback in a way. Like Jalen Hurts, like if you blitz Jalen Hurts, he's not great.
Well, just like we've been saying all year, if he's not getting the tush push, what are they doing?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like like his numbers, like his passing numbers aren't all that great. He had like 23 total like passing touchdowns, but yes, he supplemented with 14 rushing touchdowns. Like 11 of which are 1-yard variety. Like, yes, he's a good quarterback, but like, again, you agree watching the game. Tampa blitzed him a lot, and he was horrible against the blitz. Mm-hmm. So they got a lot of, I wouldn't be surprised if Sirianni's fired.
This year he had as many interceptions as he did in 2021 and 2022 combined.
Yeah, he's hurt. And again, you agree Sirianni can easily be fired.
Is as bad as he had it in his rookie year.
Again, I think Sirianni's got a good chance of being fired. I really do.
Not impossible.
No, and they're definitely going to get a new defensive coordinator, a new defensive staff, but maybe losing those coordinators made more of a difference than people thought, I guess. It really did. So, yeah, that's the recap of the Super Wild Card weekend.
Super Wild Card.
You're a dork.
Just keep rolling into the division.
We could, and then we are going to talk about your Wizards.
My Wizards.
Because yesterday was an embarrassment, and we are going to discuss this.
Ludicrous display that we have to discuss. Ludicrous. And the latest roster developments that have you on the edge of your seat, and you can't even breathe at the amount of anger that you have.
No, I mean let's do a quick. Well, what you want to do? Quick picks on that?
Rundown of the so in the AFC side, it's 1 seed against 4 seed Baltimore.
I like this game. I actually like this game. I think Houston's going to give them a run for their money. I really do. Yeah. I mean, Baltimore will win this game, unfortunately. But you don't think they're going to give them a run? You don't think Houston's going to give them a run?
No, I think
they'll be able to throw on. I think they'll be able to throw on them.
Baltimore is 9-point favorites, which
seems high.
Excessive.
Yeah. I'll take Baltimore still to cover. I think they're going to win the game. I hate to say it. I think it's going to be like a 31-17 type thing. 31-20. I know it sounds crazy. I think it's going to be like 31.
But Houston
Houston shows that they belong. Yeah, admirable job, but Baltimore just too much. I think too much.
That I can ride with that, sure.
31-20 is my final.
Sounds good. The Bucks or the Lions. The Lions are 6.5 point favorites.
I mean, what I really love in this game is the over. I love the over.
It's 40.
I think the over crushes. I think it rolls. I also think Detroit wins this game. I do. I think Detroit is just better. I mean, they're just better. They're more talented. And I think Aiden Hutchinson can get some pressure on Baker. I think the weakness on Tampa is pass defense. That means Amon-Ra St. Brown and like Jamison Williams and Josh Reynolds and Laporta will just go nuclear and they'll win the game. They'll win by a touchdown or more. I think so. I think you have 3 blowouts and 1 good game.
Yeah. Okay. I'll buy.
I mean, you're not taking Tampa to win. I mean, Tampa's story's nice.
I don't think they'll cover this nice. It's the battle of the rehab quarterbacks. I think they both have commendable efforts.
Goff's better. Goff's just got a better roster around him, too.
It's fine.
Better roster.
I'll ride with that. All right. The Packers or the 49ers. 49ers are 9.5 point favorites. And
roll. 49ers going to roll.
49ers going to roll. Healthy. They're
going to roll. It's over. Green Bay cannot beat San Francisco. It's just look at their playoff history. They just don't beat San Francisco. McCaffrey's going to have 1,000. Like, he's going to just bet his overs. Like, just bet it. He's going to go nuclear. You can disagree. I think it's just.
San Francisco is the best team in football all year.
Not even close. Not even close. And I know they lost to Baltimore, but not even close. They aren't
the kind of team that.
And now they're healthy. They got a year being off
for a week.
They're going to be fine.
Other teams get stale. I think.
Like I said, I think you're going to see more blowouts this week. So that I think is a blowout. I think it's also a blowout. I do. I don't love the game.
Okay. And your game of the week.
Yeah, it is.
The Chiefs are at the Bills. Bills are 2.5 point favorites.
I think the Bills win the game.
0 degrees outside again.
I think the Bills win the game. I think the Bills will win the game. I think Josh Allen will do a lot more than what Tua could do. I think their defense, they are banged up. I will dispute that. They are banged up. But I think they'll do just enough at home to win. I think they'll cover. I think it'll be like a 3-point game. I think it's a perfect line. I think they'll win by 3.
Perfect line.
I think they win by 3.
Okay. It's going to be a balmy 21 for the game. So
who are you picking? Are you picking the Chiefs or the Bills? I mean, you can.
I don't like the Chiefs.
All right, so you're taking the Bills.
I'll take the Bills.
It's not like I'm just tired of like the
it's just.
I mean, I like Taylor again. I like Taylor, so it's really getting annoying. And
I don't care about that. But to me, the team is not good enough for me to pick them. And the Bills, this sets up perfectly for them to again grind it out, run the ball 30 times.
Well, they'll run it with Josh Allen like 30 times. Yeah. I can see this being this is like a Josh again. Bet is over rushing yards. This is a Josh Allen rushing yards. Same with Mahomes. I think Mahomes will have a good amount of rushing yards too.
Very good. Okay, now we've made it this far. Your Wizards. So,
go ahead,
Adam. What NBA team has the record for the most consecutive losses?
The Detroit Pistons do this year,
and that's this year.
That's correct. Yes.
So, a historically, quite possibly the worst basketball team that the NBA has ever seen in the history.
That's correct. Yes.
And our Wizards.
Yes.
Was like one day ago. About one day?
Yes, yesterday. Yes.
So yesterday, I mean, time. It just seems like time is an endless flat circle.
Okay.
So, your Washington Wizards.
That's correct.
At home.
Yes, at home.
At home. Lost.
By 12 points.
By 12 points to
gave them 129 points.
Could be the worst team ever assembled in the history of basketball.
That is correct.
And our team is kind of widely seen as the second worst.
Yes.
So now they're firmly like 1B, the worst.
Yeah.
Care to explain why the things we've said are still true?
The things we say are still true because this roster is the worst roster. Like I think it's the worst roster in the NBA. I think it is. I think Detroit has more talent than them. I think San Antonio has more talent than them. I think Charlotte has more talent than them, and Portland has more talent than them. They are the worst roster in the NBA. Kyle Kuzma continues to just take 20 shots a game to get 23 points a game, to get 23 points. Denny will get lifted even when he's playing well. It doesn't matter because Wes is so rigid. It's like he has to pull him after 5 minutes. Like against Detroit, he had 8 points in 5 minutes. Didn't matter how to get pulled. Bilal Coulibaly had 4 shots in 27 minutes. it's just the coach is incompetent. We've gone through that every single podcast. You agree. He is the worst coach. He might be the worst coach to ever coach in the NBA. I will say that. I think he really is.
It's funny on the results as well as just observing. It would seem that would be definitely possible.
It's also, just frustrating.
Gafford is hurt now. He got concussed.
He's got a head injury. I mean, he probably won't. Who knows if he'll play on Thursday? Weeks. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Who cares? Daniel Gafford is a backup center, but they have to play him a starter because they don't have a center. Yeah, I mean, the rotations are terrible. Like, again, Corey Kispert is maybe one of the worst defenders that's ever played basketball as well. Like, that guy cannot. He just can't play. He can't play defense. They have multiple guys that just cannot play defense.
Yeah.
It's just like Kyle Kuzma. The problem I have, it's like when you go to work and there's that one person that like just fucks up all the time, and yet they just never get in trouble because for some reason like they're protected. I mean, I have people like that at work. I know you do too. Kyle Kuzma's the same way. Kyle Kuzma can take 12 3-point shots, none of which are close. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And when you have 7
for 21.
So when you have a coach that lets you get away with anything, like why is he going to like? Why would he ever go into the post? He doesn't give a shit. He's going to keep on taking terrible shots. And yeah, it's just, it is what it is, man. Like, it's frustrating.
Look, Kuzma and
we did make a big trade, though. We did make a big trade
for 35 shooting.
We did make an awesome trade, though. Remember that?
We did. We got rid of
real quick,
two
stiffs that we didn't want on the team anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking of a more polite way of saying it.
I'll say stiffs.
Yeah.
Stiffs.
So
we got Marvin Bagley. Basically, we got Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Livers in 2 seconds for Mike Muscala and Danilo Gallinari. I mean, the real thing that they wanted was the 2 second-round picks because apparently Dawkins and Winger want to collect 92 second-round picks. I don't know why because they already used their first second-round pick on a guy they stashed overseas. So, I mean, I get it. Like, I guess you want to use it to potentially move up in the draft. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess they're going to try to, like, give Marvin Bagley's under contract for one more year, $12.5 million. Like, he is what he is. Like, he's a 12-5 guy, plays no defense.
Yeah.
I guess him and Gafford combined can be a competent center combination, I guess. I don't know. They're both like similar. They're both like the Spider-Man meme. They're both like 6'10", 235.
Yeah, well,
like, I don't know.
He's the Wizards start next game. So
I mean, the Wizards are allergic to acquiring like a big, thick body center. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it is what it is trade wise. I'd give it like a A-B just because like you get some picks and you get off like two dog shit players that were horrible. Like now your boyfriend Wes can't play the Muscala Kispert combo.
Yeah, I like that. That's
oh my god. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, so that's that. I mean, do we want to get to the other thing that happened today that you can talk about with roster moves?
So our favorite player who never gets to play, Johnny Davis, has been relegated to the G League, which means we're probably never going to see him again. I think his next stop is probably Turkey, if I had to guess.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you can't get rotation minutes on a 7-32 team, what are you doing in the NBA? I'm sorry. Like, you and I both hated the draft pick when they did it. We both didn't want him to be the pick. We both said trade up. We both said do something. Yeah. But we knew he was going to be the pick because he was projected as the pick for like 3 weeks. He's a joke. I don't blame him completely because Wes has just never let him do anything. Like, he got a couple. Like, before he got hurt, he was playing a tiny bit, and then he got hurt, and Wes is just like, fuck it. Nope, not going to play you. I'd rather play Landry Shaman, who's going to be off the team in 3 weeks. Yeah. Like, again, Johnny Davis, you know it's not a good sign when your weaknesses are unathletic and you can't shoot threes in today's NBA. Like, it's not a good sign. Yeah, he was good at Wisconsin because he had a usage rate of like 35%. Of course he's going to put up 20 points and 7 rebounds, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, I'm done with him. I want him off this team. I hope he's just part of a bigger trade at the deadline. I'm tired of him. You and I have made excuses for him every single podcast. Oh, we want to see Johnny Davis get minutes. No, I'm done. If you're sending your top 10 pick in year 2 to the G League, that's like, I can understand. So, why James Wiseman played in the G League? You know why, Jack? Because he was on a team with 3 Hall of Famers that was trying to win a championship.
Yeah.
That made sense. Top 10 picks on like the second worst team in the NBA should not be in the G League. That's it. I mean, if you want to add on anything, go ahead. I mean, I'd like for you to
look at his numbers from this year. He only cracked. I mean, he's batting 0 for most of the season. He had one game where he scored 11, I think, where he played 13 minutes, which is nice. But then he's basically sub 10 minutes for the whole year. I mean, he hasn't really gotten to play, but the reality is, we hate on Coach Unseld, but he sees him every day and doesn't see that he can be out there.
But that's the problem.
You're saying, like, people say that, you complain about Kispert or Denny, and it's like,
which I do complain about Kispert. I have every right to,
right? And like, but Kispert can shoot, right? He has a skill, and like Denny was like 1 assist away from a triple double the other day. I don't think Davis could sniff that in like 10 games. So combined. So it's no, the team made a bad choice. I'd say, I think they're smart to cut your losses and move on. The team stinks, and they don't have enough roster spots for guys who literally can't play. In the next couple weeks, we're going to be clearing the decks of veterans who we don't need, and then
that's correct.
We have a lineup of everyone like 24 and under, and they'll continue to lose, but it'll be fun. And
I guess does Johnny Davis get minutes at that point? Maybe. But I'd rather cut his ass too. I think it's time.
I'd rather send him out somewhere as an add-on with Kuzma when you try. Well, that's the thing. It's like
if someone like doesn't really love Kuzma's contract, it's like, well, we'll throw in Johnny Davis, who was a lottery pick. But it's just, we both knew it was a bad pick. Like, if we were doing our Mount Rushmore, honestly, of like worst Wizards draft picks ever, I really think he's at the top. And I'm saying, for where he was drafted, I really think he's at the top. I really do.
I mean, how does it compare to like Andre Blatch?
Okay. I will not put. Andre Blatch was the 48th pick in the draft and ended up he actually was good for a couple years. I'm not going to put Andre Blatch on that. Nick Young, guys like that. It's not even close. The guys who are on his level in terms of draft are Jan Vesely and Alexei Petrov. That's it. Mm-hmm. And Troy Brown, I guess, but you at least turn Troy Brown into Daniel Gafford. No, he cannot. No, he really can't.
Well, he got on the court and he did stuff.
Fine. The point is, I think you'd agree, he's one of the worst Wizards draft picks of all time.
Yeah.
I have no hope for him, man. I think you agree.
He's probably a good comment.
But I think I hope I'm proven wrong, and maybe he'll become good somewhere else. I think his career's over. I think he's just one of these guys. Lesson learned for the Wizards. Stop taking, if one of your weaknesses needs work on athleticism, probably shouldn't be drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
Much less in the top 10.
And he's already like 21.
Yeah, he's just not good. He's just not good at the game of basketball. Like, I get it, he tries, and I guess his defense isn't horrific, but if you can't get minutes on a 7-win basketball team,
what are we doing?
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And I don't agree with you. Oh, well, Wes used him every day in practice. Wes Unseld Jr. is the worst coach in the NBA. This man has no fucking clue what he's doing. He doesn't, Jack.
Right. So, but what I'm saying was that, yes, but he's not getting a chance, and he should have every opportunity. So,
but that's also because Wes. Okay. Counter.
So
counter.
Are you saying then? Okay.
Counter. Wes loves playing. Wes would play every veteran known to mankind if he could. Yeah. True or false?
For sure. No, Landry Shamet gets lots of run.
And again, nothing wrong with Landry Shamet, but on a team like this, he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, we're raising his trade value. Are you Wizards fans that say that, are you just fucking stupid? What do you think? Playing Landry Shamet for 18 minutes a game is going to get we're not getting anything from Landry Shamet. You're getting a 2026 protected second round pick. Shut up and deal with that. Maybe 2025. Stop.
Yeah.
Playing Landry Shamet isn't going to get you shit.
So then. Stop. Okay. So we understand that Unseld is a boob.
Yeah, he is. Okay. At least you're finally. Yeah, go ahead.
But I don't think you can suggest that Johnny Davis will reemerge on the Houston Rockets and become a player.
I don't think. Listen, I think the Johnny Davis era is over in the NBA. I think it was Troy Brown's weakness. You know what Troy Brown's weakness was? He couldn't shoot. Mm-hmm. That's Johnny Davis's weakness too. If you can't shoot in today's NBA, it's a real fucking problem.
Johnny Davis's weaknesses are athleticism and shooting.
Yes,
those are two of the main.
Two major fucking. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Johnny Davis's NBA future is very, very, very much on life support. I think it's done.
Going to Turkey or China.
I think it's done. I'm just saying he's being coached by a man who would play every single. This is the same man who, in the beginning, would not play Bilal. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't. This is a man who will play He was playing every veteran known to mankind. True or false? He does not like to like it. He is a boob, as you said. That is the proper word. He is a boob. He is no. This man should be fired. We both agree on that. He should be fired.
Yep.
So like, look, it is what it is. Like when I saw the news, I was like, this had to be a misprint. But no, they sent his ass to the G League. Like, what's that going to do for a top 10 pick? It's nothing. Like, give me a fucking break. What, he puts up 20 points in the G League? That means something? It doesn't mean shit. Stop. So anyway, that's so that's my rant on the Wizards' incompetent boobness.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's, I guess, it.
Good. That sounds good. I think we did it. I think we did the sports.
I mean, yeah, your friend Trump won in Iowa. That makes you happy. So
I mean, if being a winner in Iowa makes you a winner, then okay.
Oh, I love it. He won with a bunch of like white, evangelicals voted for him to win. Also, apparently, according to the Iowans, 68% think the 2020 election was stolen.
Well, but you have to consider the percentage of people who showed up and then did the voting. That's like 50% Trump supporters. Like you already are pot committed to dummies. So
I sent you a bunch of stuff. Basically, he's having another one of his stupid press conferences where he talks about how he's the greatest person ever and Biden's taking drugs. And
of course,
I don't know. I sent you so many good things. Like apparently James Woods, I think we've seen this one before. James Woods is apparently playing Biden. So who's playing? Then where's James Woods?
Well, then also if that's the case, then why do they hate Biden? Shouldn't they hate James Woods?
You would think. Yeah, these people, I don't know. So anyway, that, so that's cool. I don't know.
Doesn't really matter.
Anything, I don't know if you want to add on anything about your favorite former president.
No, he sucks. And if you like him, you're a dumb asshole. And
we've said this every time. Yeah, no, I know.
Every time. It doesn't change.
I just love sending you. You know what I love sending you is I love sending you the clips from the rallies because those people are the best. You have to admit, they are because they have such small brains.
Yeah. And
it's just like you're decked out in like $200 worth of just ugly MAGA crap.
Mm-hmm.
And your arguments are just like, we're the worst, the country's way worse than under the orange guy. And it's like, and then they ask you, please name one thing worse, and you can't. And gas is $47 a gallon. Mm-hmm. And that's always fun too. That's a great lie. It's like, also, again, we've heard this one. Did you know that you need ID for groceries? That's one of my favorites.
I mean,
ID for groceries.
You don't even need your wallet for groceries now, but okay.
First off, name the last time Donald Trump went grocery shopping. Can you?
Never.
Okay. No, I just wanted you to think.
He never went grocery shopping.
I know he didn't. It's just so fun. Every day, it's like he just wakes up and it's just like every day is the same thing.
It's different dumb shit.
It's like, yeah, I know, man. So anyway, I don't know. But yeah, your president, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, that's it. For Adam, this is Jack. This has been the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. Have a good night.